These are arguably the best Teslas you can buy in 2024. On one side of the arena is the tried and true Model X with its iconic falcon wing doors, and on the other is the polarizing new kid on the block. Of course, it needs no introduction. This is Cybertruck. I know it might not seem like it makes a lot of sense to compare a Cybertruck with a more traditional Model X SUV, but honestly, I think there's a huge overlap between the two, and if you're looking to buy one, you of course have to look at the other. So let me break down like the 10 or so biggest differences here in this video, talk to you about all the quirks and features, and as someone who has driven both of these extensively, there's a lot of little things here that no one is talking about. So let me break this down, tell you what you need to know, and also give a big thanks to Magback for sponsoring this video. They make some amazing Tesla accessories for Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck, but more on them in a moment. Okay, so if you're looking to buy a higher end EV and you're looking to go the Tesla route, in 2024, this is sort of the default option. It's the Model X. It's quirky, but it's familiar. It's sporty, but it's traditional and offers a lot of versatility and comfort. And right now with some special like discounts and promos and incentives going on, you can buy the Model X for a really good price with the tax credit and get NEC configuration for free, plus FSD. I've detailed more of these different discounts in other videos, but basically right now is a really good time to buy a Model X if you're looking to go that route. But on the other hand, there's Cybertruck. This is the newest Tesla. It's got all the latest bells and whistles. It's got that polarizing design. And yeah, it's packing also a lot that Model X just doesn't offer. Again, I know that it might not seem like a direct comparison here makes sense, but I do actually think there's a big overlap here. If you're looking at this price bracket of EV, there are options, of course, from Rivian. Maybe you're looking at what Hummer has to offer with the Hummer SUV and truck. But on the Tesla route, there's Model X and Cybertruck. And honestly, there is a lot here that is the same. If you're looking for a good family hauler with a ton of space, versatility, and tech, you might not think about it, but Cybertruck does check all these boxes and then some. And also, if you're just looking for a car that can haul a lot of stuff and people and you're looking for a truck, you might want to look at the Model X because that might even do it for you more luxurious and more comfortably than you could find in a truck. So I'm gonna break down all the big differences here you need to know, but first, of course, just on first glance, let's just talk for a moment about design, and I'm just gonna leave this to you. Model X is sort of just a bigger Model Y. It doesn't look like the best car on the road, but it's okay, it's an SUV. But Cybertruck is polarizing, and before you even get inside of it, you're gonna draw your conclusions whether you like it or not, so I'll leave the design part up to you, but the two vehicles actually have a very similar footprint. They're pretty close in size, though Cybertruck is longer, but design-wise, like, they couldn't be further apart. Okay, so let's just start getting into it. Quirk number one, besides like just the differences in sheer design of these vehicles, is going to be the paint offerings you can get. On the Model X side, you can get that car in a variety of different paint options. There's a lot these days. There's the new Quicksilver, there's Stealth Gray, there's a blue, there's an Ultra Red, there's a white, there's a black. Lots of options you've got to work with at various different price points. And with Cybertruck, there's just stainless steel. You either like the look of the stainless steel or you don't. Tesla does have a number of in-house wrap options you can go with, though there are only a couple of places you can actually get that wrap installed by Tesla. Of course, there's a third-party route, but budget at least a couple $1,000s additional for a wrap job on the Cybertruck because from Tesla, there are no sort of paint offerings or different colors by default. They do have the wrap option, but basically this is just it, sort of stock when you take delivery. Next quirk you need to know about is with the doors, because Tesla's always been known for doing weird things with their doors and their door handles. Model S, ever since the beginning, had those auto-presenting door handles that some people loved and some people don't like, even to this day. And Model X and Cybertruck have two of Tesla's most controversial door options basically in the lineup. I think most people are used to Model 3 and Model Y now, but Cybertruck is a whole new learning curve. Besides just sort of getting over the look of the vehicle, you also got to learn how to work work the doors. So obviously on the door itself and on all the doors, there is no traditional door handle. How you open the door is with this button right here built into the strip. And this is, by the way, just a carbon fiber overlay, sort of a wrap. This is not standard. Standard is just sort of a glassy material, I believe, right here. But basically, this big button here is how you open the door. So pressing that is going to pop the door open, and then you can pop the door open like that. There is no sort of handle. There is nothing to sort of help you open the door. That is it. And then closing it is just sort of grabbing, I guess you could grab in here or up here, and then closing it like that. Similar story here for the back doors as well. You're gonna have a button again right here. That is what you have to press to open the door. But I will say one of the unique things about the back of Cybertruck is that these doors actually open like 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees. So you do have a little bit more flexibility to get people in and out of the Cybertruck here. Not gonna be as nice as Model X, which what you'll see in a moment there with the Falcon Wing doors. But if you did have small children or a lot of back passengers or car seats, this is going to give you a little bit more flexibility here, which is nice with this door that opens a little bit more. And again, closing it is like that. No handles here, nothing here. And as you'll see, one of the complaints that many have with Cybertruck is that because there's really no place to grab, you're gonna get a lot of fingerprints from having to close the door. And I guess a lot here as well, unless you put a wrap on here like this. I'll leave this one linked down below, by the way, if you were curious and wanted to check it out. Now, compared to Cybertruck, Model X does seem a little bit more traditional, but again, this has got quirky doors as well. I will say one of the big features of Model X, what differentiates it from every other Tesla in the lineup, is that this is the only Tesla with full power on all the doors. All the doors are fully powered, so they can open and be closed either automatically with the front door there being the one that can do that, and also they can all be closed from either the touchscreen inside of the vehicle or from the mobile app. So if you wanted fully powered doors, Model X is going to be the only Tesla that offers that, and here's how that works. Basically, as I walk towards the car should unlock and the door should automatically present itself. Sometimes you can see it doesn't work. Let's try again. So again, I'm walking up to the car. It should auto-present the door. Well, this feature sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I think I'm a little too close with the phone key. Anyways, basically the door should pop itself open like this, and it should be aware of its surroundings enough to know if there's gonna be an obstacle there or not, so I can get in and then go on my way. And then the other feature with this driver's side door is if I walk away, as soon as I get far enough away, the door will automatically close itself and lock the car like that. Nice little feature there that is kind of convenient. And once you have it, it is sort of nice, and it's kind of, I do miss it on Cybertruck. And again, I know this sounds totally ridiculous and dumb, but I will say that one of my favorite features here of Model X, and I don't know why the door is not working here, one of the quirks of the powered door system here, is that when you get into the car, you can just put your foot on the brake, and it's going to sort of put your seat in the correct position and then close the door for you automatically. And again, I've also got all of the different options here to open any of the doors here right from the touchscreen and close them all as well. With the exception of the frunk, everything else can be open and closed right from the touchscreen here on the screen. I should also mention that whether you're looking to go Model X or Cybertruck, or really any Tesla you've got, they all sort of have a problem, and that is where the phones wirelessly charge isn't really an ideal spot. I hear from so many people every day that like to use Waze when they drive their Tesla, and there is no good or safe way to do that with your current Tesla wireless charging system. But what if there was a better way? Actually, we don't have to wonder because there already is, and it's thanks to Magback, who makes the best wireless charger for your Tesla that is here to save the day and give you a great way to not only charge your phone as you drive, but also put it in a way more convenient place. If you want to have a FaceTime call, you want to look at Waze while you drive, or just have access to another mapping system, this is the way to go. And now I'm super excited to share that Magback has got options not only for the Model 3 and Model Y, even the new Model 3, but also Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck. Yes, a Cybertruck version is here. It works beautifully. And there's even a little special Cybertruck insignia here on top. It just goes to show the attention to detail here, and that Magback really cares and is looking to make the best stuff. And regular viewers of this channel know that I've been using the Magback's wireless charger in all my Teslas for years because it simply is the best you can find. It comes with a really nice long USB-C cable so you can easily plug it in and power the thing, but also it's easy to install. It's got some 3M adhesive on the back, you stick it on by the screen, and it's going to go in the perfect spot right in the corner of the screen, so you've got full access to your phone if you need it, but also it's not going to obstruct any part of the screen. So it's not going to block anything or obstruct a view. You've got easy access to both, which I really appreciate here. And, you know, getting your phone connected is as simple as just dropping it on. You can put it horizontally or vertically, and it's using the power of magnets to just easily get your phone on there safely and securely. Don't worry, it's not gonna fall as you drive. There's a really strong connection here with those magnets, and it just works beautifully. It even works really well if you've got a Magback case on your iPhone as well. They make some really good cases as well, plus a lot of other accessories. You should actually check out the Magback website because they've got a lot of cool stuff beyond just Tesla. But anyways, the wireless charger for the Tesla is amazing. Love the one here in the Cybertruck. I love the one in my Model X. So whether you've got a Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y, or Cybertruck, Magback has got some amazing accessories that you've got to check out right now. And if you use my special coupon code RobertRosenfeld15, you can get 15% off your order. So again, learn more, check out all these amazing accessories, and use my code to save 15% today. Link, of course, right down below. But it's not just power doors here that makes the Model X super quirky, it's also the Falcon wing doors. These have been a staple of Model X basically since the beginning. Tesla had their big ooh and ah reveal moment when they showed this on stage between two different cars, and this is one of the big reasons, if not like the big reason, many people decide to go with Model X, and it's for these Falcon wing doors in the back. Now these aren't automatic, they don't automatically open, but when I press on the handle here, they're going to open like this, unlike I think any other car on the market. There might be like one other auto manufacturer overseas that does this, but Tesla's sort of been known for this being sort of the big thing on Model X, and it is this Falcon wing door, which as you can see, gives me a lot of flexibility to get people in and out of this vehicle or get in and out myself. And as you could probably imagine, this is particularly useful if you've got small children. I have a 2.5-year-old, obviously you can see the car seat here, and what's nice is that I can bend down, pick her up, grab her, do the full motion here, and not be obstructed by anything. It is nice that Cybertruck does have the 90-degree door opening capability, but this, what is this, 360-degree capability? Like, it just gives me a lot more flexibility, and I've got coverage here on top, which is nice if it's like a rainy day or something like that. That is one of the nice things here. Really easy to get children or, again, get passengers in and out. I'll show you the other side here that doesn't have a car seat, how easy it is to get in. And then, of course, to close the door, I can do it from the screen. I can do it from the app. I've got a button here if I was sitting here, or there's a button up here that what I usually do is buckle my daughter in, press the button, and then the door is going to go down like that. Takes a little bit of time, but it'll do its thing. And that's how it goes. And again, just to show you the other side here, these sort of handles, they don't come out, they don't retract, you just press in on them. And then the door is gonna open like that. And then I can just get in just like this, or what I also can do, because I have the captain's chairs, is I can slide that forward, and then this gives me access to my 2 rear seats back here, which I can unlock. Give me a moment. Oh, here's the button here. There's the seat back there. I can put that seat up too if I wanted to make this the full 6-seat combination. And then of course I can bring that chair back just like that. And again, this just makes it super easy to jump in here. I've got my screen back here and all that, and then I can close the door just like that. Now, what I will mention though, one of the downsides to this Falcon wing door system that owners of Model X have complained about for years is all of the motors that like make this magic happen can be troublesome. One of the big issues is that the door usually is not aligned. You might notice a mismatch in some of the trim creases or panel gaps, whatever it might be. And if there's ever an issue with the door, I've just heard that it's very, very difficult for Tesla to fix. And I've also heard that usually if you bring it in for something and they mess with the door, they usually end up making it worse. So as nice as the Falcon wing door is, there's a lot of mechanics that go into making that happen. And it can be a little bit troublesome, and sometimes people say it's not worth it. It's cool. Some people also say it's a little slow to open. I think it's cool. I love the flexibility, but that flashiness does come at a cost, as I've heard that I've had no issues, I just should say, but others have reported issues. And I also will mention that these are the only part of Teslas these days that still have ultrasonic sensors built in, so the doors know not to hit any objects or any cars really that might be on either side of them, so the Falcon Wing door is not going to smash into a light pole or a Honda minivan or anything like that. Also, before I go any further, I probably should add a little bit of context here and break down price really quickly here for those who don't know. Now, Cybertruck is a little different because Tesla's currently, as of recording, still running their Foundation Series promotion. So basically, there's a $20,000 upcharge on the dual motor or triple motor version of Cybertruck, but the Foundation Series does give you some extra goodies. There's lifetime full self-driving, premium connectivity, there are a number of different accessories and stuff like that. So with all that said, a dual motor Cybertruck is packing around 340 miles of range, 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, and a price of $100,000, while the Cyber Beast is going to have 320 miles of range, 2.6 seconds 0 to 60, and is currently $120,000. Again, what Tesla shows you on their website is the non-Foundation Series pricing, but as of right now, as of recording, we're still in Foundation Series time, but that should be ending sometime probably around the end of the year, so something to keep in mind. Model X also comes in two configurations. There's a long-range all-wheel drive offering that gives you 335 miles of range for $80,000, 0 to 60 in 3.8, or the performance version of the Plaid offering, which is a little bit less, 326 miles, 2.5 seconds 0 to 60, and is currently about $95,000. So very similar prices here for Model X and Cybertruck. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more skewed these days, but as soon as the Foundation Series promotion is ending, these are going to be very, very similarly priced for either a long-range variant or a performance variant. Next, let's talk about frunks. Obviously, I'll just kind of sort of get out of the way, and you can look for yourself at the different front end design of both of these vehicles. Model X is a bit more traditional. Cybertruck is, like everything else, very different, and you know, you either like it or not. The cool light bar is there, and that is a difference here. But let's talk about frunks for a second. Model X, being near $100,000, has a manual front trunk. So it opens, I've got a decent amount of space in here, but to close it, it's gonna be a manual process where I've got to do that. Not a huge deal, again, first world problem, but I will say for a car near 100,000 bucks, it should have a powered frunk. Rivian's doing it, Tesla is doing it on the Cybertruck. No excuse anymore, Elon. Again, Cybertruck, on the other hand, has that light bar that some people like, some people don't. I think it looks really cool, probably my favorite feature of Cybertruck. And also, it's one of my favorite features is you do get a fully powered front trunk with a good amount of space here as well. There's even, I think, accessories you can get to sort of do tailgating here and sit in the front. I think even Tesla, do they sell their own seats? Someone sells like seats you can get for the front of this, because it is kind of nice. You got some shade here, and you could, you know, sort of pull up, have some food, and enjoy the day. And again, just to give you as much detail as possible here, this is the front trunk space on Model X. Good amount of front space here, not the biggest frunk on the market, but a good amount of space here. Then I've got a protective mat here from 3W Liners. And then some have criticized Cybertruck for having sort of a smaller frunk. I think it's smaller than what Rivian might offer, but it's still a good amount of space. You've got this hard plastic here. I believe this is a third-party mat as well from, I think it's Best EV or something. I'll put a link down below to where you can find that. I got a Cybertruck accessories video coming soon, but that is the frunk space on Cybertruck. That's what you're getting on Model X. And again, because it's powered, you've got a button here that I can press, and then the frunk is going to close. That is nice, and I will say makes the frunk, no matter what the size is, infinitely more useful than having a manual system where you've got to do this, and Tesla recommends a special way to close it because you don't want to bend anything, and that's how that happens. Again, first world problem, but when you're spending this much on a car, you want the best. Besides the powered frunk that you don't have on this, that you do have on Cybertruck, one of my other favorite features that seems small, but it's a really big deal, I'm telling you, is this right here. This is a front bumper camera that you can, obviously, like the name suggests, use to see your vantage point near the front of the car. That is desperately, and I'm telling you, desperately needed on Model X given its size, but it's not here, only going to be on Cybertruck. Let me show you what that looks like. So I can either open the cameras with a button here on the screen, or I can use the one here on the Squircle, and that is going to show me my different vantage points. And I really do like the ability, you can obviously, let me do that again. I can obviously see the back of the vehicle by looking at the rear view camera there, but I also really love the front bumper camera. I also have the ability to sort of press that button and wash it too if it was dirty. As dumb as it might seem, having the vantage point to look at the front of the vehicle, again, given its size, is very, very helpful. And given that the Model X and Cybertruck are actually similar sizes, this is very, very, very much needed on Model X. Rumored to be coming in a refreshed update, but not there right now, which means this gets the big win. Okay, so next let's talk storage space, because this is where things get interesting. Now, I'll show you the interior. I've already showed you the front trunk on both, so you've got an idea of what size you've got to work with in terms of luggage space and grocery space and stuff like that. But let's talk about hauling stuff. What options do you have? On the Model X here, I can open up the trunk, and you've got a couple of things to consider. Based on the Model X you go with, you're gonna have either more cargo space or less, depending on the seat configuration. So I have Model X Plaid, which only comes in a 6-seat configuration, which is going to give me captain's chairs, which I really do like, but those chairs do not go down. So I basically have 4 fixed seats that I cannot adjust. The only seats I can adjust are going to be the 2 in the furthest back position of the vehicle. So those will go down. It does give me a decent amount of cargo space, as I'll show you in a second here, but is not going to be as flexible as a 5-seat configuration or even the 7-seat configuration that gives you that bench that does go down. Again, pros and cons no matter what you go with, but just something to keep in mind on the Model X side. And just to sort of show you like a real world example of like what this is like, I've got buttons here in my Model X that'll go down. So this is the amount of cargo space I get. And just to sort of give you like a real world example here, it's a good amount of space, good enough for groceries and most things, but I will say if I've like gone to Home Depot and I have some larger things, I do wish that I could put these seats down. One of the pros and cons. Now they are powered and they will go forward a little bit, but they just won't go down. So that's one of the things to consider if you go with the Plaid or if you go with the 6-seat configuration with the long range offering here. Now just to sort of show you if I move the stuff out of the way, you've got, here you can see how I'm using my car. I've got a little storage space here. I've got a little storage space here, and then I'll show you here the sub trunk. Can lift this up and show you again, there's a really good amount of space and some pretzels down there in my sub frunk. So a good amount of storage space. There's a lot you can fit inside of Model X. And again, if you had the 5-seat or 7-seat, you could put those seats down and you'd have a fair amount of cargo space. And then of course, again, you've got space in the front, you've got the frunk and stuff like that. But it's more of a traditional SUV for Model X. It's not gonna give you a truck bed. You're not gonna get truck bed space. That's kind of what you've got to work with there. Now, Cybertruck obviously is a little bit different. This is not an SUV. This is a full-size truck, baby. So I've got a full truck bed, and I've got the ability here to put the tailgate down. That'll come down like that, and then I can press this button to roll up the power tonneau cover, and I've got a full truck bed with all truck amenities that you'd want to utilize. I don't know the exact length and dimensions off the top of my head. I'll put that information on screen. I know this is going to be a slightly longer, I believe, truck bed than what you get on a Rivian R1T. So that's sort of the Rivian equivalent there. You've got mounting points here all across the side on either side for different attachments. You've got a nice LED light bar that goes on either side. There's your window there. You've got obviously your tailgate, and then you've even got a bit of some sub tailgate space, sub bed space down here as well that you can utilize for other things, and that closes like that. You've got mounting points for sort of mounting things, attaching things down in the truck bed. Could you tell I'm not a truck person? And yeah, just a lot of space here for whatever you want to haul. And then of course, one of the other big benefits here is that you can either, drive with it open and use it as a regular truck, though Tesla recommends closing the power tonneau cover, which you can do just like this. Pressing this button is gonna bring that tonneau cover and get it closed here, which is nice if you wanna haul things around, but also not get the back items in your truck bed wet. You obviously can close that cover and you've got that capability. And I believe you can do 300 pounds of weight on top here, so you could stand on that if you wanted to and have tons of flexibility there. So obviously, not even counting the space inside a Cybertruck, you've got a full truck bed worth of space here, and you've got basically just sort of your regular trunk space on Model X and a little bit of sub frunk space as well. And I almost forgot one of the coolest parts. I should also not forget to mention that with Cybertruck, one of the other nice versatility features here is you do have access to full-size outlets back here as well. You've got two 120-volt outlets in the back here. You've got a full-size NEMO 1450 outlet here, actually capable of charging a car. So if I wanted to plug in my mobile connector from my Cybertruck to the Model X, I could actually do that and charge another EV off of the Cybertruck, which is really cool. Nice versatility here to have those full-size ports for power options in the back of Cybertruck. Next up, let's talk interior here. The Cybertruck interior is going to be very minimal and sort of what Tesla's going with this cyber theme. Basically, it's a lot of straight edges, hard lines, very industrial looking, and very much utilitarian. Some might expect or hope for the price the truck would be a bit more luxurious, it would come with some more creature comfort features, but it doesn't. What you see is what you get for better or worse. Now, Model X is a lot more traditional. You've got a lot more soft touch leather, you've got definitely a much smaller feeling inside of the sort of driver's area. Some might like that, some might not. It's a lot more traditional. I've got two screens here to work with. It just feels very much more like your typical standard SUV of any class, whether it was gas or electric. It just feels more traditional. Cybertruck feels more boomy, more roomy, more rugged and interior, and again, that cyber theme. Model X, I think Tesla's trying to go for more luxury as the feeling here, but it's definitely still as minimal. I've got my screens to work with here. I've got basically everything else you'd expect. It's a lot more traditional, whether you like that or not. Now, I mentioned this just a moment ago, but just to clarify, and so I get this point across, these are the seat configurations you've got on both. Model X is going to be a standard 5-seat, though it can be configured with a 6-seat configuration, which is 2 in the front, 2 captain's chairs, then 2 in the back that can fold up and down, or a 7-seat configuration, which is 2 in the front, sort of a bench of 3, like your traditional sort of 3-seat config, and then 2 seats in the back. So 5, 6, or 7-seat configuration options for Model X. Cybertruck is only one option, only 5 seats. There is no 6-seat option, there's no middle front seat, it is just 5 seats. And I've shown you the back of Model X, but let me show you the back seat experience for Cybertruck, because it is really nice. Again, you can love and hate the quirkiness of the doors, but you're going to open the back door like that. And then this is sort of the backseat passenger experience you can expect here on Cybertruck. Similar to Model 3, Model Y, and really every other Tesla with the nice glass roof. So you kind of feel like you've got more space back here than you actually might if you look at the dimensions. But I will say, if I sit back here, it's very spacious. I'm about 6 feet tall. I'm not sure where this seat is configured, but I've got plenty of space here for my pasty white legs. I can close the door and show you I've got lots of headroom back here as well. It's probably not going to be the same road trip experience as a Model X, because I still think that is the best road trip experience of any car. Just, it's so comfortable, and the captain's chairs and just everyone who has a nice backseat experience is going to enjoy. Probably not the best experience for the people all the way in the very back, but you do get a nice seat experience there. But I will say Cybertruck is plenty spacious. I think with 2 people in the back here, it wouldn't be that bad, though I think having, 3 people all shoulder to shoulder might not be the best experience, but I feel like I've got plenty of room back here. And again, this glass roof really does make it feel more spacious, and the back seats here are really comfortable. The RGB ambient lighting does extend all the way from the front of the vehicle to the back. It's not on right now, but it would be going here, which you can adjust. You have heated seats back here, not cooled seats, but heated seats. And then, like all new Tesla these days, you do have this rear entertainment screen, which is nice. So I can control the AC HVAC system for back passengers, which is nice. I've got the ability to move this seat up or further back to me. So if I did want to have a little bit more legroom, I could do that. Not with the driver's seat, but just with the passenger seat here. I've got the ability here to listen to music and control things from here. I can watch movies. I've got Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Twitch. There is a Disney Plus hack I've got in another video. I'll show you. I'll link that down below if you want to get Disney Plus back here. And then I've got settings. I can connect 2 Bluetooth headphones. So AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, random Bluetooth headphones. You can do that from here. and then I've got sort of my vents for AC, and that's kind of it. It's minimal, but I will say it is fairly spacious. And another trick that the Model X does have is with how these seats can go up and down as well. So there are some little pull tabs here that, when enabled, do allow you to basically put all these seats up if you wanted even more cargo space for, I don't know, different cargo items back here. And then I'll show you how these go down. There's little pull tabs right here that allow you to do this. So basically you've got two options. You can have this seat sort of down in the down position and then have the bench up, or you can do vice versa, have the bench down and this up for room. And I have seen videos and photos, people have said this is enough space to even sleep on the floor back here if you want to go that route. But that's how that works. And I'll jump onto the other side and show you how that goes down. Open the door here. You've got a little pull tab right here. That's going to go down and then goes down like that. So that's what the seats in the down configuration look like. And I will say, plenty of space underneath if you wanted to store some backpacks and stuff. Nice bit of legroom as well, but you do have that versatility here to adjust those seats. A little bit different than what you'd have on Model X, for example. A couple other Cybertruck quirks I want to mention here. I do actually like that the glove box is powered. It seems like a dumb thing, but that is super nice here on Cybertruck. Also, the audio system inside of Cybertruck is absolutely insane. I'm sure there's a spec difference between Model X and Cybertruck. I know there's dual subwoofers and all that stuff, but man, the audio system in both, they both sound good, but Cybertruck sounds really, really good. Also, of course, you've got a digital rear view mirror in Cybertruck if you are driving with the tonneau cover closed, which is how Tesla recommends for efficiency's sake. So you do sort of have that, which is a little bit of getting used to. And then, of course, one of the big differences is how you actually steer the car. So Cybertruck is using a Squircle. That's the name of the steering wheel, which is sort of a combination of a regular round wheel and a sort of rectangular wheel. I guess, well, it's circle and square, Squircle. So there's that. And then this is using the steer-by-wire system, which basically is a digital connection from the wheel to the wheels on the physical car. And it just makes turning really simple, really easy. You've got rear wheel steering as well. Just a really pleasant driving experience. On the Model X side, you've got the option for two different wheels, either a traditional round steering wheel, or you can go with the yoke, which is sort of a half wheel. And this is just a non-steer-by-wire, just a regular traditional steering system inside of Model X. Cybertruck also does pack a number of full-size AC plugs, which is nice. So if you have like anything you want to plug in, you can do that either in the truck bed, or there's one for rear passengers and one in sort of the center console area as well. So 3, I believe, total full-size AC plugs inside a Cybertruck, 0 in Model X. And then in terms of driving dynamics, both of these vehicles drive beautifully. Super smooth thanks to the adaptive air suspension system. They both are very easy to handle. And I'll say that Cybertruck doesn't feel like you're driving a truck. They actually feel very similar to drive. Even though the Cybertruck is a little bit bigger than Model X, it feels like I'm driving the Model X. And just having full access to that steer-by-wire system makes it very maneuverable and makes it feel a lot lighter and more agile. Model X is also quite beautiful to drive. It's super soft. It feels like you're sort of just gliding there with that active suspension system. And I like the yoke as well. I don't think one is sort of better than the other. Obviously, there's like performance differences and stuff like that, but both are going to drive really, really well. Both are maneuverable. And again, being the same footprint, I'm surprised how similar Cybertruck felt to driving a Model X. Both give you just a really nice driving experience, both going to be super comfortable. And of course, despite all their differences, these vehicles at the heart are still very similar. They're in the Tesla ecosystem. You've got all the Tesla, ecosystem stuff to work with here. You've got the app, you've got superchargers, and also, just to make this clear, they're both using the same processor to run all the apps, and also they've got the same hardware for full self-driving. So Cybertruck currently does not have full self-driving, but that should be changing any day now. So by the time this video goes out, FSD 12.5 might be out on Cybertruck, so that'll be there. But hardware-wise, they've both got the exact same capabilities, the same cameras. They can both do full self-driving and autopilot eventually, so that is how that stands. So final thoughts here, which one should you buy? I will tell you, as a Model X owner, and especially as a Model X Plaid owner, I love this car, but it certainly is beginning to show its age. Don't get me wrong, it's super comfortable to drive. I love the versatility of the Falcon Wing doors. It's got a lot of tech in there. But I do think when you look at the steer-by-wire system and the 48-volt architecture and some of the other stuff on Cybertruck, although it's a little bit more rugged, I'd almost rather have a bit more of a rugged design to get things like the front bumper camera and some of the other creature comforts and the really great audio system. That's really nice. I think that right now, Model X is just beginning to show its age and is in definite need of a refresh. I think that if Tesla was to finally come to Model X, they were to give it a refresh of RGB ambient lighting, give it a front bumper camera, up the audio system, give it steer-by-wire, that would make the Model X way better. And I think that as of right now, Model X and Cybertruck are so close because Model X is missing that luxurious component. If Model X is really gonna lean into the more luxury SUV market, like what Rivian's doing and others, they really gotta add some more stuff in there. On the other hand, Cybertruck is just super polarizing. You either love the look or you hate it, you like the stainless steel or you don't. If you don't need a truck, it's hard to sort of convince you that you need to spend a little bit extra money right now and get a truck. And that's one of the things too with Cybertruck is in its current form and foundation series, it sort of limits what you can do and what you can buy because you've got that $20,000 premium on the price. Though, let's just assume for a moment that's gonna be gone soon and you're sort of looking at these two at a little bit more of an even playing field. From my opinion, for me, with someone with a 2.5-year-old and who does some driving and likes to haul stuff, I would, if I could do it really easily, I'd get rid of my Model X and I'd go with a Cybertruck. Even I'd get rid of the Plaid and go with a dual motor Cybertruck just because I like a couple of things. I like the steer-by-wire system, I like the extra room, I like the versatility of a truck bed, and for me being sort of a Tesla geek, just having later access, or I should say the latest access to newer Tesla stuff and the latest and greatest for me is just fun. I think that if you're looking for a more luxurious feeling car, that's gonna be Model X. If you're looking for a better family hauler, like you're more concerned about hauling more people than stuff, Model X is gonna have the edge there. And performance, obviously, unless you go Cyber Beast, Model X Plaid is still even gonna be faster. I do think there's a very similar overlap between the two cars. They're both super, super nice in 2024, though I do think the Model X is in need of a refresh to be a bit more competitive, but both are very good. If I had to go do everything over again, I'd go Cybertruck, but I know that's not the case for everyone, so I'm gonna turn it to you guys. What would you pick up in 2024? Are you going Cybertruck or are you going Model X? Drop a comment down below and let me know. And if you made it to the very end of the video, I've got a secret you need to know, and that is that you can actually win a Tesla of your choice or $50,000 cash. Yes, you can even win a brand new Cybertruck. This is all made possible by Chicago Chesed and their 10th annual Tesla raffle happening right now. And if you haven't heard of it before, Chesed Chicago is dedicated to helping families in crisis. It's a nonprofit. They're funding 80+ programs and trying to help families get back on their feet by offering goods, services like food, furniture, job placement, and so much more. So if you want the chance to win a Model S, X3, Y Cybertruck, or $50,000 cash, link is down below, and you can get $25 off 2 tickets or $500 off 15 tickets by using my special promo code Robert. Hurry up though, tickets are limited. Only 9,999 tickets will be sold, so get your tickets today. Do not wait. Again, link is down below, and use that special promo code Robert. Also, just want to give a big thanks to Masterworks for sponsoring and supporting this channel. They have got over 400 artworks in their collection from names you've heard of, Picasso, Warhol, and Banksy. And as the economy right now is up and down and up and down, you're probably looking for a different investment strategy. And one of the best places to actually put your money is in fine art. Billionaires know it, banks know it, and now you can get a piece of the action as well. Masterworks makes it so simple, so easy. Over 900,000 users have signed up, and if you want to get immediate access, skip that wait list. All you've got to do is scan the QR code on screen right there, or head to masterworks.art/Rosenfeld to learn more and get started today. And again, skip that waitlist and get immediate access right now. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And if you stay to the very end of the video and you want a chance to win some free money, 3 things you can do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and use the special keyword here. Let's see here. Use the keyword Saturday somewhere in your comment, and that'll let me know you stay to the very end, and I'll pick a couple people and do an Amazon gift card giveaway. I just say thank you because I appreciate you all. Thanks guys so much. I appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you in the next one.